What the heck is Tigo doing? Well, you see, it's the first Friday of August, which means Cindy Van Arnam is here, and she's going to teach us how to put her blinders on and stay focused. So sit right there. We'll be right back.
The Power of Pink Summit and the Now Honors. Has moved to the downtown Las Vegas area and the famous Fremont district, bringing the most brilliant and talented women in the world. To one stage in one place, where their power will be captured for the world to see. And it is hosted by the one and only Teresa Tigo God. We present to you Now Honors 2023.
I don't know about you, but there's so many things coming at me all at the same time. I really have a tendency to just get lost and skip from one thing to the next to the next. And when I know I need to dig in and get focused, but sometimes I don't know what to focus on or how to even get focused. So what do? I call Cindy Van Arnam, and she's here. Hey, Cindy, what's happening?
Hello. Oh my gosh, I'm excited to be here.
Let's go, man. I need to understand how to put these blinders on for real.
Yes. Let's talk about August. August is going to be an interesting month for the world. It's going to be a pretty major karmic clearing. What does that mean? It means that we're going to be experiencing a deep release of our emotions, which means we're going to be feeling stuff. There's going to be stuff rising up out of the body. The body holds on to our emotions. It holds on to our trauma. So we're likely going to be experiencing a big shift in that collectively. Now, that doesn't mean individually that you need to have a big problem with this. It just means that you need to be laser focused on where you're going and not be looking out there at the chaos that might ensue. So how do you do that? Number one,
that was the next question.
You need to know exactly what's most important to you. So you need to know what your goals are for the month. You need to know what your goals are for the next 3 months. You need to know if your relationships matter, if your health matters, if, going to the gym every day matters, what matters the most to you. And no matter what's going on out there, you keep doing those things. That's how you keep your blinders on.
That's interesting.
I can hear Tigo's questions.
Yeah, my brain is just going like this because, I've got 15 things going on.
Mm-hmm.
5 of them are in the number one position. Now, of that 5, how do I figure out which one is really number one?
Yeah. So really, it's a point of just picking one. You can't choose wrong because, all 5 of those things are important to you. They're all going to stay important and you get to love them all. But the human brain really only has the ability to focus on 3 things at a time. Anything more than that, and we start to get overwhelmed, which then pulls us into multiple different directions, which then pulls our energy and our focus, which means we don't actually move the needle forward. So if you just pick 3 and you decide, my health is number 1, what I'm building in my business is number 2, and my intimate relationship is number 3. Boom, easy. Now you just focus on those 3 things. It doesn't need to mean that you've got your to-do list of 52 million things. That's not going to help you focus. Knowing what your priority is in the grand scheme, bigger picture of things is. So you got to come back to that 40,000 foot view and go, what's the most important thing to me in my life?
So in my life, because yes, stop looking at me, you guys. Yes, I'm treating this like my own session because she's speaking my language. In my life, You
Yeah.
mean in my entire global life, not just my business life or
Yeah.
my personal life?
Yeah, because you are not your business. Your business is an
Right.
extension of you and an expression of you, but you can't run your business with a healthy heart and mind and soul if you're not also taking care of the rest of you. If you're not taking
Mm.
care of your health and well being and your relationships, your business will suffer because of it. So, this needs to be an all encompassing, let's take care of everything.
You know, you and I have been in each other's lives now since the heart of COVID. So about 3 years, I think it's been that you've been a
Hmm.
part of this crazy expert talk family. And I'm so glad you're here. But I'm wondering, because I think of all the stuff I've learned from you and others over the last 3 years. And I think, man, if I had learned it earlier. So I have young grandsons, as everybody knows, because I talk about them all the time. When do we start teaching them how to focus and how to find priorities and set goals? What's your
Yeah.
opinion on that?
Yeah, I'm a huge believer in children remaining children for as long as possible because we as a society try to grow up way too dang fast. And
Hmm.
so allowing them to have their main priority be being a kid, remembering and like looking at how they play and mirroring our own play around them. Kids go out into the world and they are not afraid of judgment, they are not afraid to try new things, they go explore the world with childlike wonder. And I think that's so important that they get to keep that for as long as possible. So it's not about setting goals with kids, in my opinion, and I don't have kids, so I'm not a parenting coach. But from my perspective, I see it as teaching them what life is really about, of loving, of adventure, of experiencing it at full blast, and not having to have all these responsibilities and to-do lists. That's not for children. And to be honest, I don't think it's really for adults either.
I'm so glad you said that. Now let's flip to the other side of that. Everybody knows that I'll be 60 this year. And no, I'm
Mhm.
nowhere near retirement. We're just getting started on some of the things that
Mhm.
we're doing. But people have, found themselves in entire new worlds.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't know that my brother Alan is actually an engineer and he's now in a whole new world since COVID and he's mastering it. But don't tell him I said that because his head's already big enough. For people that are out there going, I got retired, I got laid off, I had a change happen because of COVID over the last three
Mhm.
years, and now they find themselves starting a new business, starting a new career, and they're
Mhm.
going, I'm so busy struggling, just trying to get through it. How do I focus? How do I get clear and
Yeah.
truly start moving forward?
Yeah, so I think August is going to stir that up because what we really need to do first and foremost is develop what I call self mastery. We have been trained as a society to not feel our feelings, to numb it, dumb
Hmm.
it, drug it, shove it under the carpet, pretend it doesn't exist, feed it, do whatever we can to avoid it. And August isn't going to let us get away with that. It's time for us to feel our feelings. As human beings, we are designed to feel the full spectrum of emotion. Now, I've never
Right.
met a human being on the planet who has not experienced trauma of some kind in their life, but we have
Yeah.
shoved all that trauma under the carpet. And it's time for us to look at it, acknowledge it, forgive it, and move on. And August is going to do that for us. So if you're in that place of deep emotion, of not understanding how to navigate it, reach out for help first and foremost. You do not have to do it alone. And also be aware that this too shall pass. August's energy is going to be a bumpy ride. It's going to be emotional. And even for us who have emotional mastery, it's going to be intense, especially the last week of August. But when you know that, then you can just breathe through it. Give yourself extra space in your calendar. Let yourself off the hook. Give yourself permission for extra self care, extra meditation. Maybe find a coach who can help you through it. Because once you deal with that, that's where the focus comes from on the other side. If you're so busy navigating emotions and you don't know what to do and you can't see the pathway through the trees, you got to do that first so that you can find your focus.
Wow. All of a sudden, I want to run out and buy stock and Kleenex. I'm just saying. August is going to be super emotional for me. I could already feel it.
It's going to be
For
a
those,
bumpy ride and it's also going to end.
That's awesome. And for people that, especially women, we have the Now Honors of Power of Pink is coming up. If you don't have your tickets, go get them. And we focus on helping women a lot. And women, we put everybody first, the kids, the family, the job, everybody first. And we don't get to us. Sometimes by the time we get to us, we got 10 seconds of energy left.
Yeah.
What short message before Alan cuts us off would you tell women in this time in August?
Put your own oxygen mask on first, and I mean it. I mean it. Wow. It's more important that you fill up your own tank and then help everyone else, because you'll have more energy at the end of the day if you do that. Make yourself a priority, period.
That's amazing. Les Brown says something like, fill your cup first and then serve others with the overflow. And that's exactly what you just said. And I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me again this month. You are definitely our expert in numerology, but also just kind of emotional expert for me. That's what I love about just hanging out with you. You are the best.
Lots of love to you and to the community.
You're the best. We love you. All right, everybody, you know what to do. If you don't know how to get in touch with Cindy, yes, if you have my number, you can call me. Otherwise, go to tigodirect.com, type in Cindy, type in numerology. Just go connect with her. She's amazing. For those of you who are going, numerology, huh? Yeah, I said that too. Then I spent a minute with Cindy and I went, numerology? Oh, yeah. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I want you to come back next time. And as always, I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you next time.